It is Wednesday, the 30th of October, 2024. We're looking at the intersection of Grand Boulevard and the Maisonneuve Boulevard, and we're noticing here that, yeah, they're doing the Montreal stop thing. Well, that one's slowed down. But they can see I'm filming. If I stood back, some of them might just sail through. But anyway, the issue at the moment, besides the fact that cars sail through the intersection and bikes sail through the intersection, and I just saw that happen before starting the video, the issue here is the painting. I, long ago, like more than a year ago, recommended that they put in a zebra stripe type pedestrian crosswalk here to make it more obvious that this is a pedestrian crosswalk here, so that cars might slow down more and stop properly, because there are stop signs, and the same for bikes. You know, if they made it much more visible, you know, then maybe not too, but at least there'd be no excuse. You know, at the moment we've just got these two thin lines showing there's a pedestrian crosswalk. Let's see what the sign situation is. But anyway, the point that I'm trying to make here is they repainted this. They repaved the bike path and they repainted the lines on the bike path. In fact, the last time I looked, this had not been repainted and that had not been repainted, but other things had been. So it looks like they repainted twice. It's twice now that they've repainted this in the last few weeks, and they did not put a zebra stripe that I asked for more than a year ago, recommended more than a year ago, and brought up at city council meetings, both at NDG city council meetings and at downtown City of Montreal meetings. And then Peter McQueen, you know, when I asked at the Montreal meeting, he got up and said, oh, you know, next year will be better. You know, next year we'll get everything sorted out. But it could have been sorted out now. Could have been, you know, they repainted this. So why couldn't they paint the zebra stripe that I asked for? Not to mention a much more, like, they didn't repaint this. It's just silly. It's just silly. Like, they repaint this, they repaint this part, but look at this. This is old. This hasn't been repainted. You know, it's just ridiculous. So it looks like they didn't even repaint further back. It's just this sort of few hundred feet stretch that's been repainted near the intersection. Fair enough, I suppose, but you know, we got these big stop signs, but they're way up high, and you know, they can be hidden by leaves. They're also somewhat obscured by you know, they got the parked cars, so I don't know how visible these signs actually are to drivers, you know, because they are very up high. Maybe they're more visible than if they were lower, but maybe it would make sense to have one higher and one lower. Like, maybe to have that one over there higher, so it's not obscured by the parked car. So maybe that one's okay as is. You know, and you do see that they have the sign saying pedestrian crosswalk there. We have the sign saying pedestrian crosswalk here, but this stop sign, I suggest lowering it so it's more obvious to the bikes. You know, put it at maybe the level that that green sign for the bike path is, you know. So anyhow, the main reason for this video is just that it's ridiculous. You know, you point out a problem, to the city manager, to the public works people, you make recommendations on how it can be at least partially resolved. Nothing happens other than the larger stop signs being put in. And I tell them, you know, even after they put in the larger stop signs, which goes back a while now, I told them, well, it hasn't really changed the situation. People still sail through the intersection, you know. So I said, you need better markings, you know, and you maybe even need some police enforcement and so on. But in terms of the markings, what's annoying me is that there was some repainting done of the bike path, but they didn't do a zebra stripe, and they didn't you know, make that line there for the cars more obvious. So it's just half-assed, lackadaisical. It's gotta. See, he just sailed through. Like, look at how that guy just right through. Now I'm standing there. He sees me. He doesn't slow down. He doesn't stop. Just goes right through. And I wonder if there's a stop sign for the bikes the other side. I bet there isn't. I bet there's no sign saying for the bikes to stop coming this way. Let's have a look. Let's have a look here. And oh, by the way, I did invite Peter McQueen to meet me here. I said, Peter, oh, so there is. Look at that. So there's a stop sign, and it's clearly for the bikes because it's one way the other way. So this stop sign here is for the bikes. But do they respect it? Oh, we just saw a guy sail right through. So that's interesting. So there actually is a stop sign for bikes, clearly for bikes, and they don't care. They just go right through. So yeah, this is life in NDG. This is life under Projet Montreal. You know, they're really good on you know, repainting bike paths just before winter, by the way. This is going to be covered in snow in a month or two, and it'll probably get all erased by the snow over the winter. So they painted this, and they'll probably have to repaint it next year in the spring. But they didn't do this, so just incompetence as far as I'm concerned, and negligence too. See this guy, another bike stop. It's extreme. I shouldn't say none, because I have had the occasional cyclist who has actually stopped when they see I'm crossing. One or two, and mostly sort of middle-aged people. The people that stop are middle-aged, which doesn't mean that older people don't sail through too, but what I'm getting at is the only people who have actually stopped at this intersection on bikes are 50-something, shall we say, in my experience. So that's that. Just more bullshit and NDG, and I'm getting tired of it. Getting quite tired of it, because this is just silly, repainting this and not putting in a zebra stripe. And that's it for now.